Hello everyone and welcome to my Monster Hunter World guide on 3 advanced tips for the insect glaive. Alright, after about 200 hours of playing Monster Hunter World, there are a few things I've noticed watching multiple videos on YouTube, going to multiple wikis, multiple sites. These are 3 tips that I feel have not really been covered in any form on almost any of those sites that I visited. I mean, I'm talking the Wiki Fandom, the regular Wiki, YouTube, Google. These are 3 advanced tips that I feel have not been covered, and if they have been, they've more just been grazed over to the point where you really don't fully understand them. The first tip I'm going to go over is don't forget about your Kinsect. It is a part of your weapon. It is more than just give me a buff. It is more than just the red, yellow, and orange buffs. You can use it for a little bit of damage here or there. 2, 6, 10, 12. I think the highest I've gotten is like 16 damage from a really quick insect hit. Multiple times I have gotten monsters killed with the insect. When they try and run away, when they try and fly off. Last hits have always, I've had a lot of them come from the Kinsect. So don't be afraid to use it. Especially like on Kieran, as you see in the video here, or Dora, I believe his name is. I cannot pronounce his full name, but the dragon, the elder dragon with the wind. Do not be afraid to use the insect as part of your weapon instead of just standing there and looking dumb and trying to go inside the tornado and getting yourself killed and then pissing everybody off. Just use your insect. That's all you have to do. And as you can see here, there's multiple ways to use it. I'm on PlayStation 4, so the controls for me are going to be L2 to bring up the insect aiming, and triangle to throw the insect out where I'm looking, circle to bring it back, R2 to fire, I guess, a little paintball is what you would call it. The difference is triangle is more of just give me that buff real quick. It's very precise, goes exactly where you tell it to, whereas R2 takes a second to go. It takes a second to get there. It also gives you a buff, but with the added benefit of whichever your Kinsect is doing, like blast damage or poison or stun or healing, and it makes that little cloud. That's the added benefit of R2, where you give up some control of your bug in order to get that added effect. So don't be afraid to use them at all. Do not be afraid to use the bug as an insect glaive user. It is literally the second part of your weapon. You need to not be afraid of using it. The second tip that I have is something that actually kind of frustrated me when I was watching a lot of videos for insect glaives. Think about it this way, Monster Hunter World, unless you're playing by yourself or you're trying to go for a very, very specific thing like timing or min-maxing. I mean, if you're just playing to have fun, then the insect glaive is a completely different weapon than if you're playing for speed. The biggest reason I say this is because a lot of videos and a lot of people that I've been seeing and reading have been saying that don't ever, 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 ever go for the mount on insect glaive. And in my personal opinion, that defeats half the purpose of the weapon. Because unless you are very specifically going for speed hunting, which you're trying to do something in 3-4 minutes or something like that, if you're just sitting there trying to have fun, or if you're sitting there trying to just play with friends, every weapon has a job. Literally every weapon has a job. And the insect glaive is the master of mounting a monster and bringing it down so the 2 or 1, 2, or sometimes 3 heavy hitters of your group, the great swords, the charge blades, the switch axes, can sit there and just focus on damaging the monster instead of chasing it down. I mean, again, unless you're going for a speed kill, if you're just sitting there trying to help somebody out or trying to help them out, I mean, you get 50 minutes in most cases. That is more than enough time. More than enough to slow down, focus on bringing it down, so that way everybody on your team can go damage, 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 instead of sitting there chasing it down, and then chasing it down again, and then chasing it down again to get one hit in. For mounting the monster and bringing it down is essentially your biggest job as an insect glaive user. I will say, and again, unless you are going for speed, pure speed, because yes, insect glaive, when you are mounting, you do one damage until you bring it down. Yes, I will agree that that is not the best way for speed. But again, if you're not going for speed, bring it down so your entire team can help you. Okay? This is not a competitive environment. This is Monster Hunter. We are all here to work together. Help your teammates out. If you do the most damage, cool, you did the most damage. If you mounted the most times, cool, you mounted the most times. It's all about bringing that monster down, getting the materials so you can get your next armor set. It's all about helping the group you're with. Now, my last hint actually has quite a bit to it. Gonna break this down in a little bit. The last hint is, speaking of mounting the monster, do not be afraid to go airborne as an insect glaive user. Do not. It is one of the biggest advantages. No, not one of. It is the biggest advantage you have as an insect glaive user to go airborne. There are quite a few things you can do if you go airborne. There is just a simple vault. Okay, we're going to cover things without the white buff for now. Without the white buff, you can go airborne. Not very high, but you can. And for all intents and purposes, we're also going to cover no red buff either. You don't go very high at all. And when you press X, you get one little quick jerky movement into whatever direction you want. Whatever direction your analog stick is going. You have one quick movement in that direction. If you want, you can get another quick jump with the... I'm on PS4, so it would be the circle button for me. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember right now, but the circle one. When you use that one, you get kind of a quick jump, but you also get one quick slash. Okay, and remember this is without red buff, so we're talking one quick slash. But if that slash connects, you get thrown back up in the air, and all your jumps reset. You can use the X jump again, and you can use the circle jump again. You can use either one, just bump, bump. If you really want to, you can jump back and forth. Okay? You can go from forward to backward like I just did. Another thing you can do is quick turns to the right, to the left. Okay? Now triangle is just one quick slash. Basically, you have the option. You have the jump, you have the vault, X to move, triangle just for a normal hit, and then circle's like a combination of both. You can do circle like 4 or 5 times before it just stops, whether you have stamina or not. And you can just keep going. And every time you hit them with that circle one, literally your X and circle reset. So you can hit circle, jump, dodge, jump back, circle again, dodge, jump back, circle again. You can do that 3-4 times. So do not be afraid to sit there and go boom, boom, because think about it. On something like Karen, in this video here, we have a range person and 3 melees. There is no way, under good conscience, I can go in there and go, I'm gonna get in front of this great sword and take away damage from him because I feel like being greedy. Why? When I could just go airborne, do my damage, and he still gets his damage. And I'm not getting hit, so I might not potentially get stuck. Simple as that. Now, the second part of this hint or tip is going to be one that it actually took me quite a while to figure out, but I feel like it's a huge one. You actually saw me do it earlier in this video. It's your weapon is extremely unique in the fact that it gives you airborne mobility. Use it to your advantage. You are the only one, as you just saw in the video, you can traverse terrain that nobody else can do. Anybody else would have to walk over, put their weapon up, walk up the vines you see there, bring out their weapon again and start hitting the monster. In that time, I was able to vault, get up there, throw my bug out. I think I missed. But either way, I was already up there, ready to hit and go by the time somebody would have put their weapon up and started climbing. So, you are the most mobile person in your group. The only thing that even comes close is another insect glaive user. That's it. So, basically, as an insect glaive user, you need to take advantage of your terrain. Now, this is where we're going to start talking about that white buff a little bit. The white buff lets you move faster with your weapon drawn out. The other advantage to this buff is when you vault, you jump higher. Use it to your advantage. You're actually going to see right here, with the white buff on, I can clear this little ravine here. I don't have to because there's a wedge beetle there. But with my weapon out, I can. I can sit there. Boom. And because I was able to do that, I was able to get a free hit on that monster. I'm able to climb this stuff that nobody else can climb without wedge beetles. They're using wedge beetles. I'm sitting there climbing, go. I'm getting free hits. Boom, boom, boom. That's what you're supposed to do. Move. Use your mobility to your advantage. The very last part of this clip here that I'm going to show you is the height difference in the white buff when you jump. If you vault, as you can see with white buff, you can clear this little part right here on the coral highlights. That's about as high as you can get. A little bit higher if you use the X jump. Okay? The thing is, I actually tested it right after I recorded this footage. Unlike the red buff, where it kind of increases the damage you get with the other buffs you get, the white buff, as soon as you get it, that's the height you are going to get. You can't increase the height if you get the other two buffs. So, it comes down to basically learning what you can and can't do. If you watch here, you'll see that after my buff runs out, I try and make this jump. I just stab the wall, and I can climb that way. But that's all that's going to happen. If you liked all the tips and hints that I gave you, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. I will be trying to put out more Monster Hunter videos soon. Thanks guys, leave a discussion in the comments if you want to see any other advanced tips for other weapons. Thanks and have a good day.
Damn it, man, come on, man. I just healed and he fucking did some stupid ass wind shit that almost killed me.
There we go. That is ass.